Hi, good afternoon. We are here live from Miami this afternoon with our free session to talk about peak performance strategy sessions. I hope you are just as excited as I am. So let me just make sure that I have my technology here working with all the moving pieces so that I can present to you guys this amazing session. So with that in mind, let me make sure that my people here on YouTube can hear me and can see me, as well as Zoom call. One moment, please. Performance. Okay, we are live here, and we just need to make sure that everything is working on one more link. Just making this available for as many people as possible. So I hope everybody is having a great afternoon. Here in Miami, it's about to pour rain, so hopefully we won't lose power. Anywho, so all of the technology is working, and we are live everywhere. We're live on Instagram, we are live on YouTube over here, as well as the Zoom call. So welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. Hello. So what is this whole peak performance strategy framework that I've been talking about all week? When we think about all aspects of our lives, there's always one area that we need a little bit more work on. So if we are doing really well in our careers and our physical appearance, like our wellness and our finances, so maybe our intimate relationships need a little bit of work. If we are doing really well with our social life and our wellness, and we're exercising and we're doing really well in all these other areas, we're probably not doing so well with our finances or with work. So it's really difficult to maintain all these areas. So when we think about, as you think about it for you, think about which area in your life you would like to work on, you would like to improve. And it all starts with our belief systems and our patterns. So let's say that every day you wake up, and instead of you having an outlook in life that life is full of opportunities, and that God is here to challenge you and to help you, and your outlook is that everything is really difficult, and that here I go, another day that I'm not necessarily going to make it, and it's going to be difficult. That's the outlook that you have in life, and those are patterns that you create. So what you do today is what's going to shape next week and next month, right? And next quarter. So for your business, for your life, for your health, for your body. So what is it that you're doing today from a pattern perspective? What are your, what is that called? Not necessarily patterns, but, hi everybody. Anyway, so when you think about your patterns and you think about what is it that you do on a repetitive basis every day that creates results. So if I tell you, can you tie your shoes on right now? You'd say, yeah, I can totally tie my shoes without thinking about it twice. Why? Because you've done it so many times, right? That you can probably tie your shoes with your eyes closed. But the things that you don't do that often, either because you don't have the opportunity to do them, or because you don't necessarily love doing them, are areas that are probably not excelling as much as others because you just don't get to do it and practice as much, right? So with that in mind, so those are your patterns. Then you have your beliefs. So your belief system is something like, I was raised, and as an example, that money doesn't grow on trees, and that it takes a lot of work and it takes hard work to make money. So if I have this belief system, how much energy am I really going to put into the process in order to maximize my potential? Probably not a lot, right? I mean, think about it for yourself. If you already know that something is not going to work, would you put a whole lot of energy into it? Probably not, because you already know that it's not going to work. But is that really true? Or is that something that you believe to be true? So those are like your belief systems. So based on your pattern and your beliefs, that drives your potential. So, like I said before, if my pattern is to wake up late every day and not exercise, not sleep well, not have enough water, and my belief system is that it's very difficult to make it out there, it's very hard, then how much energy am I going to put towards that one activity? You think? Not a lot. So what is your potential going to be? Very little. Does that make sense? So, but if I told you there's 100% guarantee that if you do this, you will succeed, I will guarantee your success, then how much energy would you put towards that one thing? A lot. So you would put your maximum potential. And if I told you, this is a recipe for success, you have to wake up early, you have to drink a lot of water, you have to exercise, you have to sleep, blah, 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 and give it your all in this one activity and you will succeed. You would totally go into it with a lot. You would maximize your potential. So whenever we dabble in something, whenever we just do things like to test it out, what kind of results do you think we get? The same results. But now when you're pushing all of your might and all of your beliefs and all of your energy and all of your confidence and all of your technical ability into something, your results by default, by math, simple math, will be greater than if you just dabble. So if you dabble effort, dabble results. Maximum effort, maximum results. And I know it sounds like obvious, but you know, how many people go out there and buy books on losing weight, on diets, and they'll try a diet, you know, and then they'll stop the diet? How many people have lost like 1,000 pounds because they lose 10, they lose 30, then they gain them again, and they lose them again, and then they lose them again? I mean, if you were to add all the weight that those people have lost, right? I mean, they could go in the Guinness Book of Records. What's the point here? The point is that you're reading a book, you're going to a gym, but you're not really going. The truth of the matter is it's easy to lose weight. Just put on a pair of sneakers and go move, go do something. Don't eat so many carbs. But the question is, will you do it? And that's where the potential comes in. So if I'm telling you that you work in a company, you are what's called an intrapreneur, not entrepreneur, intra, because you're inside of a company, and I'm telling you this is what you got to go do, but you just don't do it, then what kind of results are you going to get? And a lot of times could be your internal saboteur, the inner judge, right? So some of us in the energy leadership process that I take my clients through, we call it the gremlin. When the gremlin comes out and tells you that you're not good enough, that starts to dampen your potential. Whereas if you were sure 100% that one task would work and would give you the results that you wanted, wouldn't you give your maximum potential? And with that kind of confidence and with that kind of energy, what would your results be? So I know that here on Instagram and on YouTube it's hard because I'm not sharing the slides. I'm sharing the slides on a Zoom link. So if you want to get the Zoom link for next time, make sure that you send me a direct message and I'll share the link with you. I have quite a few people here on my Zoom link taking a look at the slides. So in the framework, we start over here with our beliefs and our patterns. So if you do something the same way over and over, you're going to get the same results. So how do you break those patterns? How do you break the routine? This is the word I was trying to think of earlier. Your routine. So it starts with that. Then you move into your potential. So are you putting all of your potential or are you dabbling? Just want to say hi to some people. Hi, everybody. Okay, that will bring you into action. So now, this is starting to turn, right? So let me give you another example. I think I feel hungry. I think about food. My action is to go get food. I feel cold. I think about a sweater. I go get the sweater, right? So this is all driven by our feelings. So I feel confident, I feel invincible, or I feel broke, I feel stupid, I feel less than, I feel that no one really listens to me. What are you thinking about? So I feel insecure, I feel bullied, I feel whatever. What are you thinking about? Ugh, no one is really going to listen to me when I go in this meeting. I'm never going to, get that client to sign in because, they're going to know I'm a fraud. They're going to know I'm not good enough. I'm too young, or I'm too old, or I didn't go to the right school. Then you start to think about these things. So what is the action that you're going to take towards that one thing? What is the potential that you're putting in? You see what I'm saying? So if you feel confident, like I saw a movie the other day that this girl was a painter. She was a painter, and then her teacher comes up to her and says, "This is awful, this is terrible. If you were a true artist, then you would know that this is terrible." And the girl got really offended. And she was like, "What do you mean? Blah, blah, blah." And the teacher said, "Aha, if you were a true artist, you wouldn't have even gotten offended that I said that to you. But because you have an uncertainty within you that even could be true, when I contest that, you pick that up." You see what I'm saying? So if I know that I am an excellent, an amazing professional, and someone comes out of left field and says, "Hey, that work you do is terrible," I'm going to be like, "What? Psh, who are you?" But if in the back of my mind, I'm feeling insecure about my work, and then someone comes up and says something that's going to trigger some thoughts, and then next time I have to do something, what is my action going to look like? And what is the potential that I'm going to put towards that action? Not a lot, right? Because now you're already thinking like, "Ugh, yeah, I'm going to fail." Let me give you another example. I think, this is an example. I think I'm an excellent mom. I think I'm the best mom. I'm the example of a mom. And someone comes up to me and says, "Oh, whatever, this is how you raise your kid? That's terrible." I'm like, I don't even think about it. I'm like, I know I'm a great mom. Who are you? Are you even talking to me? Did you dial the wrong number? And you just move on with your life. And the next step, the next thing that I'm going to do in that realm of being a mom is going to continue to have my maximum potential because I have so much confidence and energy that I'm putting towards that one thing. Now, if I've been traveling for work a lot, Sunday through Thursday, every week for the past 2 years, and I know that I haven't been there for my kids, and I know that I haven't been there for my family a whole lot, and someone calls me out on being and says that I'm a bad mom, now you start thinking about it. And now next time you have to act in that space, how much energy and how much potential are you going to put towards that task? So for some people, it really does take getting shook up like that to wake up. Like the doctor says, if you don't stop smoking, you're going to die of cancer in 3 months. And the person is like, "Ah!" And they stop smoking, hopefully. And because, it was like a wake-up call. But for most of us, we just kind of go into this process of like, "Oh, I knew it. I knew they were going to find out." And you kind of start to back up. It's very difficult for you to like confront that and break through. That's why we have all these cycles that keep repeating themselves in our lives. So again, it starts with our belief system and our patterns, the patterns that we've created for ourselves. The patterns of relationships, of parenting, of growing your business while you're at work, of teaching things to your teams, or how you relate to your boss. All those things are beliefs and patterns. That will drive your potential. How much energy and how much are you willing to really put into this, particular task? That will drive your action. How are you showing up to the world? How are you showing up to that meeting? How are you showing up to the PTA meeting with your, with the other parents if you're already thinking that you're not great at parenting? And that shapes the results. So let's just say that, my goal is to lose 5 pounds. Okay? Let's just use that as an example in our framework. So my goal is to lose 5 pounds. So I give myself 6 months to lose 5 pounds. That's less than a pound per month. And I'm like, okay. But my belief system tells me that it's hard for me to lose weight because of my genetics, because of where I live, because of my lifestyle, because of my job, because of all these things. And my pattern is that every night I sit on the couch and eat chips, and I go to bed really late, and I don't drink enough water, whatever. How am I going to reach my goal of losing the 5 pounds if I continue this pattern? So then I read a book, and in this book about dieting, it tells me that if I drink lemon water with pepper in the mornings and cut off some carbs and blah, 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 that should do it. So then you start, so that's, that, now you're gonna break your pattern and you're going, and you're going to do something different about it so that you can reach your goal. But how much potential are you putting towards that action? If in the back of your mind, you're thinking, it's hard for me to lose weight, everybody in my family has the same problem, I probably have a thyroid issue, like your belief system is holding you back, even though you managed to break the pattern. So how much potential are you putting towards that? But if I told you, you follow what I tell you, and I guarantee that you're gonna lose your 5 pounds in 1 month, not in 6 months, then you're gonna be like, wow, now you're pumped, and now you're gonna do exactly as I tell you, because I'm guaranteeing results. But in life, there's no guarantees, otherwise we wouldn't be here. Now you're going towards that action with your full potential, and your action has that full potential. So what is that action? You're determined, and you're gonna stick to it, and it's hard, and there'll be days that you don't feel like it, but you're gonna do it. So what are your results? The result is that in the end, you will lose the 5 pounds. Conversely, if you didn't change your patterns, if you didn't change your belief system, that's the first quadrant here in the framework, you put potential. So your action is action. Yeah, I started my diet like on Monday, but then by Thursday I forgot, and then I went out, and then in the last 6 months I did it maybe 25%. What is your result? And this is why people stop doing things, stop chasing after their dreams and chasing after their goals, because they can never get to the end result. But why aren't they getting to the end result? It's because of this circle. The circle starts with the belief system and the patterns. Then how much potential are you putting towards that and the action that you are creating to get those results? Because you know that when you give it your all to something, whether it's getting the girl, finding the business partner, getting the client, when you're laser focused on baking a cake that it's going to be a great cake for your family, you do it and you nail it. And if you did something wrong, you're going to write it down and you're going to do it again until you get it right. Right? But if you have someone over here telling you, I knew you weren't going to do well. You know why? Because everybody in your family didn't do well in this area. You didn't go to the right school. You're too old. You're too young. I mean, for most people, they say, oh, I'm too young. The rest of the people are saying I'm too old. So what is the right age? And if it's not you, and if it's not now, then who and when? It's you and now. This is it, right? So like someone said, in order for us to sit under a tree, someone had to plant that seed 20 years ago. So you have to do that now. You have to do that today. There are patterns that you have in your routine on a daily basis that you have to break. There are belief systems that you might not even know are there. And that's the hardest part, to peel back, open that package, and take that out and say, like, I don't need this software anymore. You know, like when we get a new iPhone and you want to download all these new apps, or, you know, I'm going to say iPhone, but maybe you get a new phone and you want to download all these apps, and the phone can't take it anymore because it's full. But there's a lot of apps on there that you don't use anymore, that you don't need anymore. Our belief systems are the same. You have to take them out, deprogram yourself. You have to delete those old apps to download new and empowering beliefs. I can do it. And then your mind back there goes like, ha, ha, ha. You want to be a millionaire? You want to be financially free? You want to find your soulmate? You want to have a loving family that cares for you? Ha, ha, ha. That's never going to happen for you. And you know what? Then you don't put in all of that potential. Creates minimum action with no result. So then you just give up. And for most people, you keep going down and down and down in this cycle. But what I'm telling you here, to break that pattern, is for you to ask yourself, why not? Why not? Why can't I meet my soulmate and be a millionaire and? Ask yourself, why not? And the mind will look for reasons to say, you're right. Because you've studied a lot, because you work hard, because you have a lot of determination, and because you've earned it, because you deserve it, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, that starts to become a reality for you. So you're changing your beliefs. So when you're changing your beliefs and you believe it's possible to nail that meeting, to find that soulmate, to find a partnership, to close the client, to lose 5 pounds, to get the car, when you start to believe that, whoa, then your potential increases and you're like, I'm going to get it. And your confidence is up. And when you walk in a room, now people are really listening to you. And you know, and when you start to feel that people are listening to you and things are happening, how much action do you put towards that? A lot. You're doing it all the time. You're doing it every day, and you're following up, and you're on top of it because now you know it's going to work. And what are your results? Amazing. You see what I mean? So in order to break that belief system and those patterns, you just ask the mind, why not? Like, why not me? Why couldn't it happen to me if it's happened to, you know, a lot of different people? And the mind is going to say, well, I don't know. Aha. And that's when you go in and you start to change those belief systems and the patterns. So just to recap real quick, starts with the beliefs and the patterns, the potential, the action, and the results. And it's this cycle. And the only thing that could get in the way of you achieving all of the results and everything that you want is your belief system. A lot of times people say, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough confidence, I don't have enough consistency, none of that matters. It's your belief system. Because once you change that, you start to see opportunity everywhere. You know, what is the difference that makes the difference? And when I ask this question in my workshop, people are like, yeah, what is the difference that makes the difference? You know, why is it that some people have billions of dollars and some people have zero? You know, what is it that makes them so different from the rest of us? Is it possible that those people who have no income never had a great idea? Or didn't have a support system? No one? What is the difference that makes a difference? And when you ask those people who, according to us, right, are really successful because they have a lot of zeros in their bank account followed by a number, they say to you that actually the answer is really easy. It's not something super complicated. It's consistency, are the patterns that you create for yourself, and constantly challenging your belief system. When your mind tells you, you can't do that, you say, why not? The year that a man ran a 4-minute mile when it was understood by science and by everyone that that was impossible. It's impossible to run a 4-minute mile. And every marathon and every runner and every Olympics out there and every race, everyone would run slower than 4 minutes. So 5 minutes, 6 minutes, whatever. Until one day, one man ran a 4-minute mile. And everyone's mind went like, whoa, no way. That's possible? And once people understood that was possible, that same year, a bunch of people ran a 4-minute mile. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy to me. Because it's true. So once the mind understands that it's possible, that this is a possibility, this is a possibility for you, you start to break through all those old patterns and those old belief systems. So I hope that you've enjoyed this session as much as I have. This is great content. This is just dabbling a little bit into a whole 2-3 hour session that I host when I have workshops. I'm hoping to do these virtually more often, and I hope that you've enjoyed it and that you got a lot out of it. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye to my folks here that are on the line, and I'm going to say goodbye to you here. And I hope you've enjoyed everything here today. Thank you very much, and DM me if you have any questions.